Hello everyone, so this video that you are about to watch is a little studio vlog that has happened over the past 2 to 3 days, and it is just me working on stuff for Tangier, which I think I had talked about before in a different studio vlog, but need to get some stuff done for that, so come along with me as I do that. Alright, so to start off the video, I'm going to be working on these little tiny baby canvases. And on the canvases, I decided just to do like some really cutesy drawings of little like sea creatures. As you can see, I decided to use some acrylic paint markers. Now, these are the Ohu brand, I think I'm saying that right, of paint markers, and I actually really like them. I thought they were really nice, and they were a good affordable option for someone who doesn't want to pay so much for like Poscos, especially because you got like more colors. I think the pack I got came with like 40, which I thought was really nice because you get a decent variety. And I also like how like fine the nibs are, which again was really good for doing like some little details, and I definitely plan on using these markers in the future. Alright, so like I said at the very beginning of the studio vlog, I am working on everything in this vlog to be for Tangier. Now some of you might be like, well, what's Tangier? Now there's Tangier, which is in Morocco, but that is not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about Tangier Island, which is a part of Virginia. Now Tangier Island is a very, very small island on the Chesapeake Bay, I guess would be the right wording. But like I said, a very small island on the Chesapeake Bay. Now, my grandmother is actually from Tangier Island, which is, how I actually know about the island, though it's definitely like one of those places, if you look up, traveling in Virginia, it's considered like one of those small, interesting, quirky places that you could kind of go for a day. Now, for Tangier, the only way that you can actually get to the island is by boat or by plane. I think a plane ride is about 15 minutes. I've personally never traveled that way because flying scares me, and I couldn't imagine getting on one of those little tiny planes that they use. So I typically go by boat, which takes about like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So once you get to the island and you get into the dock, one of the first things that you'll do is after you get off, there will be like some golf carts lined up, which might sound kind of interesting. Now, the main like mode of transportation around Tangier is actually golf carts or like scooters, bikes, something like that, as the roads aren't big enough to have like actual trucks or cars. Now, if somebody may do like crabbing or work like that, then they may have like something like a truck. Like my uncle has a truck because I have an aunt and uncle who still live on the island, and my uncle does a lot of crabbing, so he uses a truck. Now, like I said, once you get off the boat and you see all of the golf carts, there will be kind of like the bigger long ones, and you will actually be able to take tours of the island if you get on one of those. My aunt does that in the summer, so she'll take you around the island while giving you little interesting facts about the place or about the island as you go along. So Tangier Island, like I said, is very small. It has a population of around 500 people. Though more are kind of leaving as they get older, mainly due to the fact that as sea levels rise, the island is actually shrinking, which I know is something that like my grandmother, kind of worries about, that like the fact that like, where she grew up and stuff could possibly just be gone one day, which, is probably very hard to imagine. Now, if you decide to travel to Tangier Island, one thing that you may realize very quickly when you get there is that everybody from the island has a pretty interesting accent. Now, some consider it like the dialect of like Southern American English, though some say that it's kind of derived from British English, as the colony, or as those who settled on the island in the 1770s, came from England. Now, my grandmother actually doesn't have like as much as the accent anymore. However, it will come out like when she talks to like my aunt or like some other friends that she knows that are from the island. And they actually have certain words or phrases that, you know, you don't really hear as like on the mainland, I guess you could say. Like one of my favorites that I like to say a lot, just because it can kind of be a bit funny to say, is ale. Or it kind of sounds like ale a little bit, but you have like more of a little, I guess, twang, as you could say. I'm not really sure how you describe it. It's basically just means like well, you know, it can kind of be used as like an exclamation. I cannot speak, but it could be used like an exclamation. I think I finally did it for something. And like I said, that is like what I like to say a lot, just because I think it's kind of fun and like kind of funny to say. Now that I've gave a little bit of a like an explanation about Tangier, and I might talk a little bit more about the island, you might be wondering why I make stuff for the island. So as I had said, my grandmother's from Tangier. Now on Tangier, they have a little history museum where like residents and stuff can actually put up artwork or other things that they make to sell to tourists who come for the summer. Now my grandmother actually had been selling like her washcloths and stuff because she knits a lot. So she had been doing that for, I don't know how long, but I'm just going to say a couple of years. Now, once I got better at like doing art and stuff like that, my grandmother would have me make like little drawings and cards and stuff to send over to the island. And that could just be a way for me to make like some extra cash. Now, I've been doing that for a couple of years, and as I have expanded into making other things such as the plushies and stuff like that, or like the pennants, as you can see that I'm working on right now in this clip, I have also been sending stuff like that over, and then again, they will set it up in the museum and I'll sell it. Now, all of this stuff that you see has actually been already sent over to the island, and if you follow me on Instagram, you have already seen everything. I actually ended up making like $95 because my aunt took everything to her work before even like letting it go to the museum. And so that $95 is just from like her coworkers alone, which is like kind of crazy. It was very kind of her. So the stuff that I've worked on in this video so far have been the mini paintings, and right now it's like the pennant. I've been including some more like sewing and stuff like that, along with the usual like cards and paintings, just because it's something a bit different, and especially if somebody say travels like with their family and stuff, you know, their kid could get a cute little plushie. Right now, like at this moment as I am doing this little voiceover, I am working on some cards for Tangier and like little bookmarks, you know, like some of the more like art stuff like that. Though I have decided to make another set of like those froggy blind boxes, just because I think that would be a little fun thing to send over there. And I've also made some little froggies that have like Tangier Island t-shirts, which I think is a really fun little like souvenir somebody could pick up. Also, as I have expanded like the art that I do, I've been able to make more things such as t-shirts using iron-on vinyl, as well as like some little cups using permanent vinyl, and I've even designed some stickers that I got like outsourced from Vinyl Disorder. So like those are like really nice like waterproof stickers that can be sent over to the island. I actually just got those today, which when I'm editing this is June 7th if anybody is curious. So like I said, I make stuff for Tangier, you know, all that kind of stuff. So let's talk a little bit more about the island, just, you know, a little bit more. One of the things that I always find really interesting about Tangier is like how small the school is, especially like when I put it into perspective of like, you know, my school experience. Like kindergarten through 12th grade are all taught in the same little building. You know, the graduating class, for example, is always like incredibly small. Like I think this year, like I want to say there was under like 10 kids that were part of the graduating class, which is pretty wild to think about, especially like in comparison. I'm pretty sure like my graduating class had like 200 or more seniors, which is, you know, kind of wild to think about in comparison to just the little 6 that Tangier had. You know, Tangier is a really interesting place, and honestly, I can't wait to go back. I haven't been since 2017, though I'm actually going next month with my uncle and my 2 little cousins. I think I might make a vlog just so you guys can, you know, see what the island is like. I think that'd be kind of cool and like a little interesting thing to do. We're only staying for like a couple of days. But like I said, I haven't been since 2017, which was such a long time ago when you think about it. I remember one of my favorite things to do when going to Tangier is like ride on the golf carts, and we'd go around the island and stuff. Like our aunt would take us. I always loved doing that. And though she doesn't do it anymore, there was like one of my aunt's neighbors, she used to sell like shaved ice, and we would always get like the pineapple one, and it was so good. I remember it being like super delicious and stuff. And even though she doesn't sell it anymore, it's still like a nice memory to have of like getting to try it and stuff like that. You know, Tangier is like a good little place to go if you kind of like want to relax and, you know, kind of get away. It's definitely like that kind of little place. You know, they have a little beach and stuff like that. There's also, you know, some good restaurants there. There's only a couple, but if you like seafood and stuff like that, then Tangier is definitely the place to go. Tangier is known for like the crabs. Even though I personally don't like crab, it's, you know, it's what it's known for. It's really popular. Like I said before, like crabbing is pretty much like one of the biggest ways like somebody will make money on the island, or they work on like a tugboat, which is another really popular job, you know, for those who live on the island. All right. So going back to the accent of Tangier Island, I am actually going to include like a link to a video where you can kind of hear the accent if you're pretty interested. Because like I said, I think it's pretty interesting. Some say that it's as close to like Elizabethan English as some can get, though others say that it's more like the accent is more reminiscent of like the original Cornish settlers. You know, a lot of people say that, you know, a lot of people say that like their dialect has descended from the original families from Cornwall, and that like due to the fact that they mainly stayed on the island, you know, it has stayed the same. So anyways, right now in the video, as you can see, I am cutting out some stickers, and the clip before that I was making some button pins, and here I am trying to do a satisfying peel of the stickers and like not doing a very good job. At least not a very good job at peeling it. Stickers are like one of the first like new things I had introduced to Tangier after the usual like note cards and stuff, because I remember I had first got my little Cricut Joy and I was so excited to use it. So I designed stickers, and I would always make little sticker packs. Though right now you can see I am cutting out some little cards because I end up turning all of those little baby paintings into tiny little magnets, because I had these little like magnets and I didn't know what to do with them. So I thought cute little baby paintings would be kind of the way to go. The next thing you guys can see me cutting out is the little like cards that I put with the stickers that just say, you know, Tangier Island sticker pack, have my little like Instagram handle and stuff like that, and also to mention the fact that they are not waterproof, so don't stick them on your water bottle. And now you can see me placing them all out. So each sticker pack, like I said, it comes with 3 stickers. There's one with a little boat, and I think all of them say Tangier Island. There's a nice little sunset, and then of course a crab, because Tangier Island, like I said, is known for crabs. A lot of the like little things that I make for Tangier has crabs on it. Like for example, I said that I made some shirts using some iron-on vinyl, and the little design has crabs on that. And anyways, for the sticker packs, all I do is just stick them in one of those little clear plastic baggies, even though I did say that I was trying to stop using them. But, you know, I'm using the ones that I have. So I just stick them in there, and then I just tape it shut, or just put like a little sticker, and I try to place them in a way that like you'll be able to see each sticker, though I know they probably don't stay perfectly like that, like when they're getting transported and stuff, but your girl tries. Right now I decided to include this little sped up clip of me adding the magnets to the back of the little paintings before they go in some reused plastic for like the little baggies, which you can see me doing right now. And after I finished doing those, I got to work on what I would call loveys, which I think I've mentioned them before, but they're just tiny little felt, you know, for Tangier, they're usually sea creatures. I also include a pin version as well as a keychain version of each sea creature, and they'll all eventually get like their cute little faces and stuff like that. After sewing up these little guys, I made the button pins. Only did 3, though I'll probably make some more when I have to ship some more stuff out. And here's everything that I made. So I have this tote bag, which you guys have seen in another studio vlog, which I adore. Here's some close-ups of the stickers, as well as my little baby paintings. And then a hat I embroidered. The shark painting is my absolute favorite. I think he's adorable. There's my little button pins with the crab, as well as the pennant with Tangier Island. Anyways, for the last clip, I ended up talking a little bit more than I thought I would, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!